We're going to talk about mindfulness practice. Mindfulness practice is exploding out there. If you do I have this thing, what do you call it, the Google reminders or something like that. Every week you can sign up for as often as you want. I signed up for every week. They send me an email with all the references to mindfulness that have occurred that Google can find. They're using it everywhere. The Army is using it to make people better at, killing the enemy. But then later on they use it to help people be better at not killing civilians when they come home. And they're using it in schools. They're using it, Marshall Linehan, who, the inventor of DBT, these last few years has been working on applying mindfulness practices across a broad range of diagnoses and get fabulous results. So what mindfulness is awareness without judgment of what is via direct and immediate experience. That's Marshall Linehan's definition. Or paying attention on purpose. The definition, working definition we use in my mindfulness group is directing your attention to one thing. Mindfulness practice is the repetitive acts of directing attention to only one thing. So we have in our program 20 minutes every morning, people do a mindfulness practice. And I just threw that in there because I think that's Linehan's kind of a joke. The purpose of mindfulness practice is mindfulness practice. What that means is, you're doing mindfulness practice, and you're doing it for another purpose. I'm going to do mindfulness practice so I can increase my concentration. So you're sitting there, and you're thinking about increasing your concentration. You're not actually doing the mindfulness practice. Does that make sense? So, I'm just going to have to speed this up. I probably tried to pack too much into an hour and a half. I don't know. These are the three types of mindfulness practice. So there's observation. You can observe your breath. This morning when that Kathy, what her name was, that came before the main speaker, she had us close our eyes and take a deep breath. We're observing. We're observing it. Take that breath in, just right here. Participating, that's when you're doing something. There's mindful walking, where you're just walking and you're mindful of your surroundings. When I was shoveling silage as a mindfulness practice, I was participating. Now description is assigning words to an experience. And what we do, the exercise we do at Woodland is we have to write poetry. Because there's no rules. Whatever words you put on a piece of paper, you can call it a poem. And people end up assigning words to people who write poetry. They're generally describing some emotion that they have. And these are people that have difficulty describing emotions. So there's that's a hand. Anyway, if I get my previous slide back, those three things, if you think about it, what do you do throughout the course of your day? You are either doing something, observing something, or assigning words to something, or some combination thereof. Now you could do those things in a mindful way, and I personally think it'd be a good idea. So the three qualities are in the moment. This goes, all we have is the present moment. This goes all the way back to that Alan Watts book I talked about at the beginning, The Wisdom of Insecurity. And all you have is right now. And if you know, our clients come to us and oftentimes are one of two things or some combination thereof. They're stuck in the past because they've had some trauma that is sticking them in the past, or they're stuck in the future. And they can't really get unstuck until they get back to the present and figure out what's going on. Effectiveness is played by the rules of the universe. And what I tell my clients is that every single day, from the minute you wake up until the minute you go to sleep, you are making decisions all day long. And you know, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions. If you're making decisions, every single decision has a desired outcome. Right? So I decided to get out of bed. In my case, that's part of my keeping depression at bay. So I'm hoping that if I get out of bed and get on about my day, it'll be a good day. So usually it is. It's good. And so, you know, people end up in treatment because they make bad decisions. Borderline personality disordered individuals are notorious for making bad decisions about relationships, bad decisions about how they're going to handle their stress, so on and so forth. So, if you're playing by the rules of the universe, we know things that if my desired result is to continue to breathe in and out on a regular basis, I know that if I come to a cliff, I can stop walking. Right? But there's a lot of subtle rules that are, let's call it the social rules, that affect how you're going to get your social needs met, your intimacy needs met. And you kind of need to learn those. Nobody's really born with that knowledge. And non-judgmental. Basically, acceptance is the opposite of being judgmental. So, talk about me briefly here. When I was contemplating that maybe I'm an alcoholic and maybe I should quit drinking, I was filled with all kinds of judgmental thoughts about what that meant about me as a person. There's the stigma of alcoholism, and I was perpetrating it upon myself. Now, it wasn't until I sat down with Becky Rand and did the CD eval. I told her exactly how it was, and I started the conversation by, I'm an alcoholic and I need some help. After the thing, she says, well, you're an alcoholic and I think we can help you. Absolutely no judgment whatsoever. We can tell. You can tell when people are being judgmental, right? We don't like that. And that right there, that simple sentence, you're an alcoholic and we can help you without any judgment whatsoever, that was the turning point. That's okay. Let's do it then. Yeah, I'm going to kind of speed stuff up here. When one door of happiness closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which is open for us. that speaker this morning, but she was telling me stories of things that happened because she was fully present in the moment and not whining about, well, gee, you know, I can't run anymore or whatever, which, you know,